Hello everyone, welcome once again to Investing with the Difference. So I got a lot of requests from people, viewers, all of you to talk about the voting collusion allegations, what's going on. I know it's been some time, it's have been like 3 or 4 days since these talks are going around. I'm not too worried about it. I will explain you why, but definitely there are concerns and we need to be open to listening to them and what is going on. But right now, let me give you a little bit of background and I hope that I will help you understand how we should treat this. So first of all, what happened? So EOS One, which is I don't know, they are perhaps a block producer. I believe they are one of the block producers, and they're also trying to claim that they are doing all these analysis around voting, and they published this spreadsheet, which is again, it's nothing can be proven, but this is allegation from them that this is the voting distribution. They're sharing the votes with people and they are getting some payments. These block producers are getting paid based on which votes they're sharing. So I don't know who these votes belong to, and if they are using the exchange voting, which I already have been talking about. I have always raised a lot of concerns that some of these exchanges are voting, so that is definitely an issue. But again, these are allegations. I think many of them were at some point. We have been talking to Huobi representative on Telegram channels, in the Proxy channel, and they are denying it. And of course, publicly also they have denied it. So there is nothing easy to prove because it's very challenging. You need to understand that there are a lot of real accounts in China, and there are a lot of people who hold EOS. Like one example I will give you is I'm in Silicon Valley, which is a hub for a lot of blockchain development. I go try to find people who are developing on EOS. It's very difficult to find people because people are very invested in Ethereum. So we don't have huge, and also EOS was not open to US as a ICO. So a lot of people could not participate. So we have been struggling with those issues in the Western world. While I talk to some of the block producers who are doing meetups, for example, I talked to Eve from US Nation. When they go to meetups to China, they see thousands and thousands of people show up within no time. So first of all, we need to understand that there are really people who are invested in EOS in China, and we have to always be open to understand what's happening. While I completely agree that there is some collusion happening, there is something which is, and what I go to for the tool is I go to the EOS Authority tool. Now, this is on-chain analysis. This is not allegation. This is correlation of votes across block producers. Now, of course, there is high correlation because there are 30 votes. People can vote 30 block producers. Now, what I would like to highlight is this particular column you see. These two block producer, EOS Dexin and EOS Space, have 100% correlation. That means every vote which is going to this block producer is also going to this block producer. Now, this cannot be organic. This is definitely something we need to investigate. This is something which we can clearly see on the chain. This is not an allegation. This is not just a hunch. And if you look at all these, EOS Dexin boot has all these high correlation with all these various block producers. And all of them, if you see, they have, as compared to a typical correlation for any other block producer, you will see some of these are really, really high, which does not make sense because organically, not everybody will just think and vote for exactly same two block producers all the time. And that is not like something I can digest. And if you see what is happening with most of the other block producers, even Huobi, the highest it has with ZB, earlier it was high, and I'm happy to see that they're spreading it. So even if, let's say, what is in the worst case, they're colluding, they're still not really misusing the way they could have if they are really colluding with ZB, for example, because they're only 68% overlap. And actually, it matches with some of the other overlaps, which are very organic. We know EOS Authority is self-funded, and EOS New York, very respectable block producers. These two, even they have 60%, 65% overlap because voters see them doing good job. And so this is acceptable, but I think these are the kind of analysis we need. We need to find out these outliers, some of these people who have very high correlation. Now, there can be two reasons for it. One reason can be, as I said, there are more people in China, and these are regional block producers. These are all Chinese. Maybe there is nothing to it. Maybe they are correlated because they are just getting voted by their local voters. But definitely, I cannot digest the 100% correlation. So that is something we need to look at. So these are the kind of things we need to develop. We are still in early days in EOS. And remember, now let's first talk about what is the problem. The problem is these block producers are trying to benefit to get some votes and to get some rewards. And this is based on the number of tokens they hold, and not they're not trying to destroy the chain. They're just trying to divert. If we assume there is a collusion, we are looking at block producer diverting some rewards, and that's the worst case scenario here. And if you go to Ethereum, we already know that the big miners, these mining pools, who can invest in hardware, who have a lots and lots of money, they're already diverting the block rewards. And Ethereum is considered decentralized, and there people are happy using it. It has a reputation with so many developers working on it. So decentralization is subjective. Nothing is ideal. We do have concerns in EOS. I agree. We need to fix it. I'm not saying there are no concerns. We want to live in an ideal world, but that is not the problem here, because this is kind of it has to be good enough. It has to be better than centralized, and this is one of the things which I think Dan Larimer talked on Twitter. If you go and follow his tweets, he said the same thing. Means it's not necessary that we will fix all the problems on day one. It will not be ideal. And finally, Block.one came out with a statement that they are going to use their voting power to help fix this. There are a lot of things that are happening. Now, what other thing I would like to highlight is, now this attention is, these allegations are good for EOS, because now there is more attention to this problem. And one thing which we did a video yesterday, that was the Petrios airdrop. So I would congratulate them, because yesterday we saw so much of pickup in actual voting. So we saw our proxy grow very fast in few hours yesterday, because a lot of people came and voted for first time because they were getting airdrop. So this, we can really prove that if you keep building rewards for voting, and that is what Rex will come out with in future, and more rewards will come for people to stake there and vote. And that is something will keep helping and keep improving the system. And that's what I believe will happen over time. In the short term, I'm not too concerned, because yes, it is concerning that some of the block producers may be colluding, they may be diverting rewards, but we also have some of these block producers whom we know they are doing very good job. EOS New York, EOS Authority, which is like they're working very hard. They have maximum number of votes, and these are also in top 10 now. And this keeps improving as we look at how the voting participation increases, and that's what we need to focus on, and we fix these issues. I think there is a lot of confusion around what's happening. We need to just bridge these divides. We need to learn more what is happening in China, in the rest of the world, and let us not just become xenophobic and say, oh, there is a problem there, and because we don't understand it, we start getting worried. And as I said, there is nothing wrong, as we keep going back to Bitcoin, Ethereum mining pools. If they put money, yes, they are more invested than Western world. They are more invested in blockchain because of the history of the blockchain. They are really making money on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Those people have money to invest into new projects like EOS. And I will not be surprised if organically we see more and more block producers coming from China. Now, geographical diversity is important. We need to educate them. Maybe they will also vote for some other block producer. So that is more important than just focusing on allegations which cannot be proven. And as I say, I'm not saying that there is no issue. There's definitely issues, and we need to look at building these kind of tools, which is your authority has built, and some other tools which we really highlight the problem areas, which is maybe there's a collusion, and same people trying to get rewards by voting for two block producers, and maybe they are already the stakeholders in these block producers. So this is all I wanted to say about voting collusion. And as I said, focus on technology, less on politics. I think these issues will solve over time. And what you can do to fix it, I think everybody, it's a democracy, everybody should vote. If you cannot investigate enough block producer, use proxies. There are a lot of proxies now. They're always growing, which is a great sign. Our proxy is growing, and we keep helping you to vote all the time. So please do this, and this is what you can do. And I'm sure if we have strength in numbers, and we will fix these issues over time. So thank you once again for joining. I hope you are enjoying all the other videos, all the fun stuff. We will also keep bringing these other discussions around the voting and so on to you, to keep you educated. So thanks. Bye-bye.